I have one last question.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a little bit personal here.
Yes.
I don't hear you talk about yourself much when you're on
Dude,
stage.
oh my God, bro.
Wait for it. Wait
Okay,
for it.
I got an answer for you.
Yeah, I want to hear specifically. You talk about a reverence. You talk about science with such a reverence. I want to know what role it's played for you.
Dude, let me just tell you, the biggest question I ask myself in my life is, am I enough? I ask it all the time. But you guys don't know it. You just see how much I get done potentially. It's like a hyperachiever mentality. But why the hell am I working so goddamn hard? Why am I doing so much all the day, all the time? It's because I literally just don't think it's enough. And so I remember the day because I was in a cycle of, am I enough? I was overweight at one time. Literally new job. After college, I was in a team of like 10 engineers, software engineer, high paying, high productivity zone. And literally everyone had a wife. They had a family. I'm like this 23-year-old kid. I felt out of place. Perfect opportunity to invalidate yourself. Perfect. And I gained the weight in the process because I had it that I need to work overtime to prove myself. And so I worked really hard, but then I fell out of touch with gym. I've been working out for like 7 years at that time, and I completely fell off the wagon. And then I had my moment where I literally look in the mirror one day. God, it was one day I literally went in the mirror and I was like, dude, how the hell did I get here? And I wanted to change. I was committed to changing. And I said, I'm going to do it. And I did it the way we all do it. Suffer. Personally, for me, I'm not the biggest fan of like static cardio, like spin classes. But hey, I have it that if you do cardio, you're going to lose weight, right? So I did something I hated with the payoff of, hey, it's going to help me lose the weight in the end. I killed myself for 6 months. I did this cardio. I sweated like a dog. And I went home. No, it was the middle of the day in my office. I go back to the office. The office has these healthy snacks, almonds. I get a little bowl like this. They have these bowls for cereal. I fill it up with almonds because almonds are very healthy. And I eat the almonds and I feel really good about myself because I'm doing something I should be doing. Almonds are healthy. Cardio is good. I'm going to lose the weight. 6 months go by of me suffering and I actually gain a pound on the scale. Now you could imagine how pissed off I was, and I felt cheated. I was like, wait, why? I was so confused because I was suffering, I was doing everything right, and I wasn't getting the result. I thought something was wrong with me. At some point, I thought my genetics were messed up, or maybe I was getting older. I started to literally like question myself. And I remember I was having a conversation with someone and they briefly mentioned to me like, oh, weight loss is just a calorie. Like, it's just a calorie deficit. You just were eating not enough calories. You were eating too many calories. And I said, how the hell am I eating too many calories? Like, I was eating healthy. And then I realized, wait, oh shit. There was one thing I changed. I had this bowl of almonds. But almonds are healthy. But calories. And I started to play with this idea. But it's healthy, but calories. And so I did an experiment. I said, wait, what if this is the thing? Wait, am I eating more calories than I just burned doing cardio in 2 minutes? Like, am I killing myself for an hour only to undo it all in 2 minutes eating almonds? So I remember I bought a weight scale. I'm an engineer, all right? I do things just with numbers. So I was like kind of scared and kind of excited because this was going to be huge. I get the bowl, I bring a scale, I go and I fill that bowl up with exactly how many almonds I would eat after every single day. And I put it on the scale and I took out my Google and I said almond calories and I think it was like, I don't remember how many grams. And it was 750 calories. And I remember I did the math. How much I should have burned in a spin class was 400. That's why I gained the weight. And all of a sudden, I understood the science behind it all. But I didn't realize I was at the effect of the science. I didn't know. In the process, I suffered. But then what happened was, I actually was so happy in that moment because I realized like, wait, so if you can get ripped off not understanding the science, how do I make it work for me? Like, wait, So can I do the opposite? Can I not eat the almonds and not do spin? And would that cause me to get better results? I was like, let's try it. Let's do an experiment. This is crazy, because in 6 months, I didn't get any results. So with the science, I found out, I did the research, and I said, well, how much is a pound? Because I just gained it. And the science said, there's actually a number for this question you're asking. 1 pound equals 3,500 calories. And so I was like, oh shit. So if I eat 3,500 less calories in a week, I'll actually lose a pound. So technically, if I do everything perfectly right, I should make more progress in 1 week than I did in 6 months, and I won't do spin. I said I won't even step in a gym, which obviously if you ask the old version of myself, I'd say that's insane. You have to suffer. But I was excited because I wanted to see. I couldn't go wrong. I'd already failed, right? So I remember I measured everything, I tracked everything. I was excited, and every morning I would step on the scale. This was crazy. This was like every Friday night, I would leave work and I'd go over to my best friend's house. And at my best friend's house, it was right by my office, me and him would just get super high and watch videos on YouTube. And we would laugh and just catch up, talk about the week, stories. And if you ever smoke weed, that's what I mean by it, by the way. I'm not talking about like meth or anything. If you ever smoke weed, you might notice you get a little bit of the drunchies. I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm a huge foodie. So I remember like such a big part of that experience was us eating a lot of food. But this week was different because I had this mission, this science journey, and I still wasn't sure. So, but the thing is, I'm a good planner. I always like to plan. I'm always structured. So I knew this day was coming. So earlier in the day, I made sure to eat as little as possible so I had as much room to eat with my friend. So we're going and we're smoking the weed, and I have we have all the food and the ice cream and stuff, but I'm tracking all of it. Scanning it, I'm tracking it, because remember, I'm on a mission. I'm trying to see if this is right, this is going to change my life. We're high, we're laughing, and eventually we get to a moment where I run out of calories. I'm out. And first of all, this was never a moment in my life before because I didn't even know that moment existed. The moment where, okay, after I eat more than this, I gain the weight, right? And so I saw it. And I said, okay, I can't eat anymore. 30 minutes later, we're laughing, we're having fun, and all of a sudden, I do what I've always done. It was an automatic trigger. I get up, we're laughing, I walk right to the fridge, and I open it, and I'm just like, I want to eat something. And I catch myself, and I say, wait, what did I do? How the hell did I even get here? Oh, I always do this. So I close the fridge, and I return to the couch empty-handed, and my friend says, wait, you didn't grab anything? I say, I'm out, dude. He's like, what do you mean? You can have like a little bit more, like you've been tracking all week, right? I said, yes, that's why I can't have it. He's like, but you've been eating clean all week. I'm like, no, I'm doing an experiment. I need to honor the science. Another 10 minutes goes by, I wake up and I'm at the fridge again. And it happens 3 more times, and each time I catch myself and I bring my awareness and I sit back down empty-handed. It was the hardest night of my life because I was just I couldn't even control myself. But at the end of the night, I didn't cross the line. 2 days later, I'm on the scale. It's Judgment Day. All right? I get on the scale and I'm a pound lighter. And I'll never forget how happy I was that day because I proved to myself, one, it was so much easier than I thought. And 2, I got high with my friend. Like, I was having fun and it was way easier. And that's what got me on this wild chase because once I knew, the science is simple. The rest is for me to create. I started to think about, well, I like ice cream. Are there low-calorie ice creams? Yes, there are. There's a lot of them. And I could eat the whole pint. And I'd go and I'd have an ice cream for lunch and I'd lose the weight. And my coworkers would come up to me and say, aren't you trying to lose weight? Aren't you eating ice cream? And I remembered the almonds. And I said, I am losing weight. They said, how? That doesn't make sense. And I could just see how everyone is living in the same context of, you can't do this. This is supposed to be healthy. So-and-so told me this. That doesn't make sense. And I was on the other side. And I was in this open space. And as a hyperachiever, as a person that's always not sure if they're doing enough, it was the most peaceful, exciting time of my life. And that experience of myself and my view of my life shifted. No longer was I tied to people pleasing and to do things because others said. I finally had the confidence and courage to put my foot down and say, I get it. It's funny that I'm eating ice cream, right? But let me actually share with you what I'm learning about myself. And only when I got the results, then everyone started asking how you did it. And I was very clear. When I got to my goal, I didn't tell people what they need to do. I started to ask questions. I started to ask, well, what do you like? What do you not like? Oh, you don't like cardio? Don't do cardio. Oh, you like to socialize and go out? Let's make sure to schedule. You should be going out all the time. And all of a sudden, it was like, it wasn't my view of it. My view of it was just self-acceptance. So I always ask myself the question, am I enough? I'm a people pleaser. I do things to get people happy and excited. I just like that. I like being around people. I like people to be happy. And actually, this was the biggest personal experience of my own. And when I finally changed my own view of myself, my body caught up. It wasn't that I changed my body. I changed. And then my body changed. And so it's really ironic because I'm a body transformation coach. So a lot of people think that means, oh, you help people change their bodies. But it's actually the other way around. And I share all this to say, I want to give that gift to someone else so that when they see it for themselves, they can give that gift to the people in their life. So that those people then can give that gift in their life, for that everyone can finally start to love themselves and love whatever they want to create in this body transformation journey. And so in the next 90 days, I'll be doing that with my great friend Angel. And I don't know how it's going to go. I don't have a plan. All I have is a little bit of curiosity. And in the process, we're going to lose a lot of weight. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to get Angel to do it his way. So that not only does he get to the goal, but goddamn, he can keep it for life. Because it's exactly how he would choose to do it. This is the ripple effect.